Hi, this is Curt and welcome to another edition of Fire Law Roundup.
Let's go to Tulsa. This is right up your alley. It's a little strange because it's a little conflicting. It wasn't positive, but I'll tell you what I think I understand. So in Tulsa, they reached $1 million settlement, which is not a lot of money considering there's 500 firefighters, current and former. And I read this as two ways, the settlement. It's a little hard to tell. One is I read that they were denied overtime for working additional shifts, even though it was monitored and tracked and, had to be approved in advance. Then the other part was they delayed paying the overtime. So I'm not sure, maybe you have a better thought, but they either refused to pay it at all and or timely refused to pay it. They didn't need an FLSA violation for timely refusal to pay it because I'm sure Oklahoma or Tulsa City here. But I'm sure that the state laws are like many other states. You've got to pay within X weeks, right? You can't say, oh, I'll pay in 2 years. So the delay didn't need to be an FLSA issue. It's a normal wage and hour issue, but the failing to pay overtime seems to be. Do you know anything more than I can figure out?
Yeah, a little bit. And I know what the original allegations are. The settlement, the terms of the settlement aren't disclosed, so you don't know what specifically the amounts are going to be attributed to. But the initial allegations were that the fire department paid people in a certain way. They changed the way that they were paying them. It has to do with your work, and I'll make it simple. It's based on a 7-day work period. They were paid overtime after 53 hours. And then what the city, as I understand it, did was say, no, your salary covers everything up to 56 hours. So therefore, we're not going to pay you that extra 3 hours. That's already included in your salary. And then there was some additional mix-ups that were attributed to a ransomware attack that happened that screwed up their payroll system, that delayed some of the wages, delayed some of the calculations. And then I'm not sure if they changed payroll systems. They certainly changed the way they compensate. And this is one of the things that we see a lot in the FLSA cases, that the people who are upset go to an attorney about one thing, and the attorney starts digging into it and says, oh, they're also doing this wrong. Oh, they're also doing this wrong. Oh, they're also doing this wrong.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, you have this big pot of, crap cooking on the stove here, and the attorney is just loving it because he's finding all these other things in there. And that's why when people come to me, fire departments come to me with an FLSA claim, I say, let's put this to bed right away because it's not going to get better. They found one thing, and now it's just going to get worse. So let's figure it out and let's put it to bed. But that, I think there was several different aspects that they were able to identify about not properly calculating overtime. And there is a penalty for a delay. It is an FLSA violation to delay paying overtime. Now, a week or 2 weeks is one thing, but when it starts to get beyond that, it certainly is a compensable delay.
Right. So it wasn't a lot of money. I thought it was going to be like 20 million, based on 500 people, but in any event.